So I hope that I will be able to help you with your stuff. So tell me where you're signing in from. I'm trying to get these comments to show up. So today I'm going to talk about our fear of speaking up, our fear of using our voice, and what that means for us in our lives. What does it mean to speak up? When should we stay silent? How do we know the difference? And all that good stuff. So come on in, say hello, tell me where you're signing in from, and I'm going to talk about speaking up in our lives and what this means for us and how we can help ourselves be more powerful, be more empowered, say things with greater authenticity, and not be afraid. So today, for example, I posted something on Black Lives Matter, and of course, my page blew up. It's a good gauge to see if there are people on my page, because whenever I post something on Black Lives Matter, no matter what I post, the page blows up, right? On Facebook, not so much on Instagram. So, of course, as to be expected, there was backlash and there was a lot of opinion on what I said. And a lot of, why do you speak up? Kind of, you should be quiet. You shouldn't be talking like this. And it brings up natural self-scrutiny, right? You begin to ask yourself, oh my goodness, did I do something right? Did I do something wrong? Oh, I'm going to lose people. So this is happening in your life all the time. We learned early not to speak up, especially us women. We learned so early that we should shut up, be small, and not rock the boat. We learned this when we were really young, especially us women. We learned to be quiet. If there was an opportunity to tell the truth or to point the finger or to say, hey, I think differently, we were automatically, robotically silenced. I know I was, because I didn't want to piss people off. And why do I not want to piss people off? Why did I learn that? Why are we taught that as children, especially as girls? Is because we have been taught as girls that good girls are lovely to be around. So if you talk too much and talk too loudly, you're not lovely anymore. You're a pain in the butt. And we shouldn't be the pain in the butt. We should be lovely. It's a weird manipulative compliment that we girls are given, which is, you're so lovely. You're so sweet. You're so polite. You're so beautiful. So be that way. Don't mess it up, So if you walk on the street, for example, and you're in a snarly, gnarly mood, how many times men on the street will be like, smile, baby. Baby, why don't you smile? Right now, they don't mean it in this way, but it speaks to the constant conditioning that we get, especially women. Men don't get it so much. To be lovely, to be silent, to be kind. And lovely people don't make a big uproar, right? So when you make an uproar, when you create a chaos or you say something that people are going to be unhappy about, it goes against your conditioning where you were always taught to be lovely. So today when I posted this thing, I'm not lovely today. So people are not happy, and there's a part of me that wants to delete it. But I also know that part of me that wants to delete the post is the old, conditioned, scared part of me that A, cares so much about what people think, B, wants to be seen as lovely, a lovely wisdom teacher who doesn't say anything controversial, and 3, I'm afraid that I will now have consequences. I'm afraid of some shame or punishment. So this is how we were raised. So I'm watching that old part of me wanting to delete everything, but I know it's an old part of me. And I know my spiritual growth, my evolution as a woman, 48 freaking years old, is to be able to post any damn thing I want to post on my Facebook page, on my Instagram page. But I'm so conditioned, right? So I'm not listening to that voice. I can watch it, and I watch it, and I watch it. But this is what I talk about in my book. Ta-da! A Radical Awakening. A Radical Awakening. Go to aradicalawakening.com and buy my 10-day course where I teach you all how to have power and deal with these voices from childhood and override them. Because that's the key. First is to recognize that your damn old voice is talking to you. And it's talking to you out of fear and telling you to hold back. And then you have to learn how to overpower this voice. And that's what I'm going to teach in this 10-day deep dive. If you sign up for the course, you get 3 books with the course. Okay, so you can choose, buy the book or get 3 books with the course, and you get a 10-day course, and you can learn how to be a powerful person in your life. So we're afraid to tell people the truth. We're afraid to tell our partners we're not attracted to them. Today I had a client who was afraid to tell her partner she's not attracted to him. We are afraid to tell our parents to butt out and give us space. We're scared to tell our children to grow the heck up and fly the coop. We're afraid to tell our best friend that she's or he is invasive. We're afraid. We're afraid to tell the truth because we have all been conditioned, especially women, to not tell the truth. We've been conditioned to forsake the truth for the sake of being lovely. So in your own life right now, you know you're not telling the whole truth to at least 2 people, 100%, because you're just compromising. You're just going with the flow because it's too much hassle to break the flow. So it's much easier to just go with the tide. And you're right, it is much easier. But is our goal in life to live an easy life? Or is our goal in life to live our maximum authentic self? Is our goal in life to be free? Or is our goal in life to be comfortable? And that's for you to answer. So I decided a decade or so ago that I would live authentically at all costs. And the price I paid for that was high. I always say there's no price of freedom without a heavy price. You got to pay a price. So I decided that I wanted to be as authentic as possible. And when you decide to live authentically, the first step is to look around you, all the ways you've been living inauthentically. And then you begin to realize, oh my goodness, I've been living inauthentically a lot. I've really been living false, like my conditioning told me to. So then you begin this process of dismantling all the old ways in which you have been living. And you take off the masks one by one, and you take out the disguises, and you slowly begin to pick away to reach your truth, your authentic self. And how do you know that you are reaching your authentic self? Is because you take risks. You speak up. You don't suppress. You stop being afraid. You begin to rely on yourself for fulfillment, for empowerment, for bounty. You begin to honor yourself. And when you do that step by step, day by day, that's when you begin to awaken the giant within. And what is the giant within? The giant within is your radically awakened self. So in this book, A Radical Awakening, I journey my own process. And I take you down my own path, and the path I take clients on as a clinical psychologist to awaken the giant within. And the giant within isn't a successful person or a beautiful person. The giant within is an authentic person. The giant within is somebody who has understood that the power to curate and architect her life lies within her. She doesn't wait anymore for permission from her dad or mom or culture. It's not a popularity contest anymore. So when she decides that life is no longer a contest for sorry, how many people love her, then she moves forward. Sorry. So this radical awakening that I talk about in my book journeys the process that all of us can take in our lives right away, from subservience to liberation. All of us need to wake up from within. And wake up to what? Wake up to all the ways that we have been conditioned to live until now. Girls especially have been conditioned to live small, quiet, scared to speak up. Let somebody else talk. We don't want to be seen as the bad ones. And I go through this almost daily in my life. How do I want to be seen? How do I want to be seen? And then I realize that question is such a bullshit question. How do I want to be seen? What total bullshit. If you're asking that question right now, that's a problem. The question is not how do you want to be seen? By whom? By other people? The question is, how do I want to be in my own skin? How do I want to feel in my own body? How do I want to sleep at night knowing I spoke the truth? So if you are trying to curate your life according to the rhythms and the tunes of outside people on Facebook and Instagram, that is a sure sign that you are giving away your power. So it's time for us to examine all the ways that we have given away our power. And that's what my book, A Radical Awakening, is about. It's about how we have given, this is my reader's copy, how we have given away our power. I was taking notes. A Radical Awakening. I'm doing a 10-day course, the only course I'm going to do this year on my book, and take you through the path on the journey from subservience to liberation. So look around your own life right now and ask yourself, how have you been telling a lie? How are you afraid to speak the truth? How are you scared to lose the approval of those around you? Ask yourself if you are bullshitting in your own life. You want to say something, but you don't say something. Why? Because you're afraid that you will rock the boat and people will be upset with you. Well, break that pattern now. Start small. Send someone a text today and say, I've always been meaning to tell you that this has been bothering me and I really want to talk about it. Take a first step. Don't let go. Don't give up your authentic voice for a fake relationship, because that authentic voice is going to get really buried and it'll come out in an eating disorder or it'll come out in an addiction. So if you really want to up-level your game, it starts with being honest with yourself and the ones around you. Don't live a half life. Don't live a half truth. You can speak up even if it pisses people off, especially if you're in your 40s and above. The 40s are an age for a maverick revolution. The 50s, for sure. And the 60s, in your 60s, you shouldn't be giving a shit. So it's time to start now. All of us in our 40s, time to wake up and go, okay, why am I afraid This is my one life. How long will I live it according to someone else? And I need to use this voice to speak up. So I can only encourage you to explore my book, A Radical Awakening. Go to aradicalawakening.com and look up my 10-day course and embark on this journey from fear to empowerment with me. And if you are not speaking up in your life right now, take one small step. Send a text. Say something. I dare you. Don't live in fear anymore. The more we take care of people through our lies, the more they stay stuck in their own lives too. It's time to call people on the truth and own your own stuff too. This is not a blame game and a dumping game, but it's time to say if something's bothering you, if something is rankling you, if something is gnawing at you, don't hold it in out of fear of losing love. Because the person they love, if that person is inauthentic, then they're not really loving the right person. So how does it matter anyway? They're loving a fake person. You want them to love a fake person? No. So it's time to speak up in your life now. Take a small step. Join my course. Go to radicalawakening.com. You get 3 books with the course. And I will teach you how to step into your power and liberate yourself from your fears.